Everyone thinks the reason they're not winning is because they don't have enough talent, and it's not true. The real skill behind every great career is archiving, and I'm going to prove it in less than 5 minutes. Because talent gets you started, but archiving is what makes you unstoppable. Most people think careers are built on talent, hustle, connections, luck, and yeah, those things help. But none of them work if you can't capture your work, track your progress, and prove your results. Because if you can't prove it, you can't scale it. Let's clear something up right now. Archiving is not being organized. Organization is aesthetic. Archiving is evidence. Organization is you cleaning your room. Archiving is you building a court case for your own greatness. And yes, you should clean your room too, but don't confuse that with building a legacy. Here's a real formula. Career value equals skill times proof times distribution. Most people focus on skill. A few people focus on distribution, but almost nobody focuses on proof, which is insane because proof is the multiplier. Proof is what turns a claim into a fact, a portfolio into a brand, a random into an expert. Let's start with sports. People think the best athletes just train harder. No, the best athletes archive harder. They watch film, they track reps, they log diet, they measure recovery. They literally archive their body because the best athlete is the best data analyst with a jump shot. Most people just hoop and hope. Now, let's turn to science. Do you know what separates a real scientist from a guy who just says, "Trust me, bro"? It's documentation, lab notes, methods, results, replication. Science is basically, here's what I did, here's what happened, here's how you can prove I'm not lying. That's archiving. And without it, science would literally just be vibes. Now, let's look at creatives. The best designers don't just make things. They collect references, they log iterations, they document process. They can show you version 1, version 2, version 3, why they changed it, what they were inspired by. That's why they're not replaceable, because they're not just a creator, they're a system. My final example would be business. Business is the most brutal one because in business, nobody cares about your intentions. They care about your numbers, revenue, margins, costs, proof of demand. And if you don't archive your numbers, you don't make decisions, you can't raise money, you can't even know if you're winning. Most entrepreneurs aren't failing because they're lazy, they're failing because they're blind. And archiving is what gives you sight. Now, here's the part nobody says out loud. People avoid archiving because it forces you to face reality. If you archive your work, you can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't say, "I've been grinding," when your archive shows you worked 2 days this month. You can't say, "I'm improving," when there's no proof of progress. Archiving, it's basically a mirror, and a lot of people hate mirrors.
Well, technically, you're not a king.
Thelonious, you were saying?
But if you do archive, your future self becomes a monster because now you can reuse assets, build portfolios instantly, prove your story, protect yourself legally, monetize faster, move like a real institution, not like a random with a dream, a real institution. So here's the truth. The world doesn't reward talent, it rewards proof. Every great creator is built on it, even the ones that you think are natural. In the next video, we'll be talking about the biggest trap. People think the internet is their archive. It's not. It's a billboard. And if you don't understand that, you're probably blind to the fact that you're building your legacy on rented land. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.